Hey y'all, okay, I'm just making some tacos tonight. Now y'all know I have made tacos many times since I have had this page, and I don't typically do a video because I feel like it's something so easy, but I have had so many people ask me to show a video on how I make my tacos, so I'm going to. And when I say I'm making tacos, I'm talking about just the traditional, original tacos, okay? And that's with ground beef. All right, so I'm gonna get my ground beef here in the skillet. Let's see. So this big package that I have here is some ground chuck. It was on sale today. I usually just get whatever is the best price, and this was it today. I think I'm going to do about 2 pounds. You know, I like to do extra because there's so many different things that you can do with this leftover taco meat. You know, you can do a taco soup, you can do quesadillas, burritos, enchiladas, so many different things. So I bought this, it was $4.59 a pound, and this is ground chuck, so I felt like that was a good deal. And then I'll just freeze this other little bit. So let me get my hands washed up, y'all, and I'll come back and we'll get on to the next step to our good taco meat. Okay, y'all, let's season up this ground beef a little bit. Now, I always buy a lot of packs of taco season. Now, I don't have a favorite brand really for this. I just usually buy whatever, and sometimes I have a few different kinds, and that's what I have today. So, I feel like one of the main things for good tacos, that's some garlic powder, by the way. One of the main things for good tacos is a good seasoned beef. All right, so we're going to do that. I like to add in a little bit of extra minced onions. You know, our taco seasoning will have that, but I like to add in a little bit of extra. Okay, and then another thing that I do, now I know we're going to drain this and we're going to lose some of this flavor. That's okay, because we're going to add more. I go ahead and put in a pack of the taco seasoning while this is cooking. That way it can all cook in there really good. Now this is just my preference. You don't have to do this, but like I said, I like a good flavored meat whenever I'm eating a taco. I don't ever want to bite into a taco and it tastes like ground beef. I like to have that good taco flavor, and this is just something that I have started doing by cooking it in the ground beef. And then, like I said, I know we're going to drain it, so we will lose some of that, but we're going to add more in. That's why I always buy extra packs anyway. So I'm just going to cook this up, and then, you know, Braden likes the nacho cheese on his tacos, so this is our favorite nacho cheese that I always get. I'm just going to put it in my little saucepan back here. I will add in either a little bit of milk. I know I have some milk in the fridge. I don't know what the date is, but sometimes I add in a little bit of milk, or if I don't have milk or good milk, I will add in a little bit of water. So I'm just going to get this going back here and heating up, and I'll come back and we're just going to cook this ground beef down, and then we'll drain it and we'll add some more seasoning. Okay, y'all, our ground beef is done. You can see here, and there is quite a bit of grease in here, so I'm not going to do the paper towel method. I'm going to actually put this in the strainer over here. It doesn't look like there's much in there, but there's a little bit too much for me. I don't want a greasy taco. So anyway, let me strain this, y'all, and I'll come back. Okay, y'all, I have our ground beef. I drained it really good. We want to make sure to get all that grease out. Now, whenever you add the packet in the beginning like that and it's cooking, you're going to think, well, it's ready to go now, because it's going to look good and it's going to smell good, but it's not. You want to go ahead and drain that grease. You will lose some flavor, but you're going to keep a lot of flavor in there, and we're going to add a little bit more back to it, okay? So now we're going to do another packet of seasoning. Like I said, this is the Taco Bell kind. I just use different kinds, y'all. I don't really have a favorite. The only kind that I don't like, and this is crazy for me to say this, the only kind of taco season packet that I don't like is the Great Value Walmart taco seasoning. And I love a ton of their products, and I I use it for so many different things, but I don't care for the taco season. For some reason, I just don't. You know, I buy a lot of the cheaper products, but not for my taco season. I either like the McCormick, the Taco Bell, or I like the Old El Paso. I like all of them, and I'm not really that picky about it, but I don't care for the taco or the Walmart kind. Okay, so I put that other packet in, y'all, and remember I have 2 pounds of ground beef here, so we need quite a bit. All right, and then I mix it around, and then I have some water. And I use cold water too, by the way. I feel like it makes a difference. Let's see, I do quite a bit of water because I like for this to slow cook. Don't ever drain your ground beef, put your packet of mix in, and then serve it right then, y'all. It's gotta cook. It needs to cook for a little bit, slow simmer. That's what makes it so good. That's one of the good things to getting good tacos, okay? So you see that? I did about 1.5 cups of water, but like I said, I have about 2 pounds of ground beef. And I'm gonna move it back over here to my burner, and I'm just going to turn this down and just let this simmer until pretty much all of that water comes out of it. That's just another thing that's gonna make your tacos really good. Now, some of y'all are probably thinking, we already know this, and I know, so don't come at me for it, but you know, there may be new cooks or just inexperienced cooks. You don't know what you don't know. So I'm just sharing some little tips that will give you your good tacos, because we love tacos, and it's something that's usually on our weekly menu. I have our cheese back here just heating up, and I always put this on, you noticed earlier, as soon as I started my ground beef, because cheese like this is something that has to kind of, oh, there's a fly, I'll have to get that. Cheese is something that has to kind of heat up real slow. You don't want it just stuck and all over your pan, so I always do that at a very low temperature while I'm doing everything else. So now what we're going to do, y'all, we're just going to let this just slow simmer. Like I said, I put quite a bit of water in there, and then I will taste it, and I may even add more taco season in. I have another pack here. So I like it to be really seasoned. I feel like that's what makes a good taco. But anyway, y'all, I'm just gonna let this hang out, and I'll come back, and we're gonna do our shells, okay? Hey y'all, our taco meat is just simmering away over here, smelling oh so good. So while that's doing that, we're going to get our shells ready. Now, I found these last week whenever I was doing my Walmart order, these Carb Advantage taco shells. Now, I love a good crunchy taco shell for my tacos, and I didn't know that they had these. I don't know if they're new or if I'm just now seeing them, but we're going to try them. It says that they are 100 calories per 2 shells, so that would be 50 calories a shell and 3 carbs per shell. So we're going to see. Oh, they do look different. Oh man. All right, let's hope that they're good. I have some my favorite over here in case they're not, but I'm really hoping that we like these, because there's nothing better than a good crunchy taco shell. But that is another key factor, y'all, whenever you're making your tacos. If you do a hard shell, you want crunchy tacos. You don't want to have stale shells. So make sure and cook your shells. I've heard people say that they don't cook their shells, and y'all, that's what makes them so good. I always cook mine on 325. I don't really know how long, but long enough to get them good and crispy. If you bite into a shell and it tastes kind of stale, that's because you didn't cook it long enough, okay? Look, half of these are already broke. What in the world, y'all? Yeah, I'll definitely cook some of the other ones just in case. Let's see, let's move these over. And this is how I normally line mine up. I kind of do it like this so that they don't close up. Let's see. Like this right here. And that way your other shell is kind of sitting inside of it, and it kind of helps keep the shell open a little bit. Let's see, there were 12 in there, but some of them are broke. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get out some of my original shells, which I normally just use these crunchy shells right here. And y'all, you cook these on 325 for a little bit, and you'll have some good crunchy tacos. These are always my favorite. I did buy some of the, we love these, the little soft tortillas, to have those, and I'll probably use those more so tomorrow with my leftover taco meat. Maybe make like some little quesadillas or some sort of soft taco with those. But let me figure out what I'm gonna do about this. and I'm gonna probably get some of my other crunchy tacos out and put on here, and I'll be back, y'all. All right, y'all, a quick update here. Now we have the Old El Paso original shells. So the little low carb or carb advantage shells for us is a no-go. We both tasted it a little bit, and I did not care for it at all, and Braden didn't either. I understand sometimes whenever you have like a low fat or low carb something, it's not going to taste exactly like your other stuff, and that's fine. But these just weren't, we didn't like them at all. I'm not knocking it. If you want to try them, you go ahead. I'm just being honest about our opinion. I would just rather eat it without a shell and do it that way. So I will take my carbs in these taco shells if I'm going to enjoy a good crispy taco. I just threw them out. I didn't even cook them. Like I said, we tried a little bite and neither one of us liked them at all. So I'm just telling you, if you've not tried them, if you want to try them, go ahead. I know everybody's taste is different, and like I said, I don't like hating on things. That's just my personal opinion. I have our cheese back here, just still, it's on a good warm temperature. I have our meat over here, y'all. It's just cooking up. You can see that? Does that look good? And it smells so good. Like I said, you always want to slow cook it. And then another thing, like I told you, another very important part of having really good tacos is having really good crunchy shells. So I have my oven on 325, and I will pop these in there in just a minute, and I'm going to try to time it so I can tell y'all exactly how long I cooked them. I have all of our other stuff chopped up and ready to go, and whenever I come back, we will plate us up some tacos, y'all. Hey y'all, okay, let's build up some tacos. Okay, so I have one of these little deals that you can get at Walmart. These are the best little taco holders ever. I have all of my stuff here, and if you'll notice, I like to chop up all of my ingredients ahead of time, and I put it in these little Tupperware bowls so that I have a lid, and then whenever we're done, I can just pop it in the fridge. I love doing it that way because we always have leftovers. So I cooked my shells on 325 for about 10 minutes. Y'all, you want to cook your shells. That's what makes such good tacos. That's what makes them so crunchy. So I did that, and then now I'm just going to build these up. Let's see. You know, we decided to go back to our original shells. Alright, so I'm just going to put 3 in there. They're still really good and hot. Here is our taco meat, y'all. You always want to slow simmer this for a little bit. I'm going to get that spoon out. I love to get just a big spoon like this for our meat because it seems like a big spoonful of this makes the best tacos. Or it's like the perfect size, should I say. And I always like to have a little bit of extra that hangs out. But it's like a good spoonful fits just perfectly, and it gives you the perfect amount. Okay, so I have some onion here that I'm going to put on mine. Okay, y'all tell me what you like on your tacos. All right, a little bit of tomato. Now, Braden will eat just meat, cheese, and a little bit. Sometimes he does a little bit of lettuce. He may do some lettuce on his. And y'all, another thing, you always cut your own lettuce. Now, this is one thing that I always get iceberg lettuce for my tacos. Y'all know I love to use the romaine or green leaf whenever I'm doing my salads and all of that. But for my tacos, I love the iceberg. I love the crunch of it. It's just my favorite for this. But you know, you can get it now. They have it where you can get like the shredded iceberg in the bag. And y'all, it has such a bad aftertaste to me. I just can't do it. So that's another key thing, is to get your own lettuce and cut it up, because it does make all the difference. That aftertaste to me is just terrible. I do like to get the spring mix, like in the little plastic container. Now, I will get those. But aside from that, I like to always do my own lettuce. Okay? I like a lot of cheese. And then this is my favorite sauce, y'all. I love this taco sauce. This is the kind that I have used for years. And I usually just go over the whole thing like this. I do love some good sauce. Okay. And y'all know I like to make this cheese back here for Braden. So I always have some chips. So I'm going to get me a few chips. I'm going to lay them to the side over here, if y'all can see. And these are so good. I put just a little bit of the ground beef on there, and then some of this nacho cheese over the top. So then you kind of have a little bit of a nacho. Look at those. Y'all know tacos is one of our favorites. It always has been. I can remember whenever I was a kid, tacos being one of my favorite foods. Let's try these little nachos real quick. Now we have that cheese and just some ground beef. You can put other toppings on it, of course, if you want to. So good. All right, let's try these tacos. Y'all, one of my favorite things ever. Delicious. That taco is so crunchy. The ground beef is seasoned up perfectly. Y'all, like I said, just a few little things is what will give you your perfect taco. Season your ground beef really good. Chop your own lettuce. And make sure and cook your shells to where they get really good and crispy. And as far as the cheese, now I did shred up some of this. And then I mixed in some bag cheese that I had too. But I'm not that picky as far as the cheese goes. Sometimes I shred it, sometimes I use bag. It doesn't really matter to me on these. But I always like extra. Delicious, y'all. Okay. Like I said, I know I'm going to have some of this ground beef left over. I'm not sure yet what I will make with it. It's perfect to make so many different things with. But if I come up with something that I think y'all would like, then I'll come back on here and share it. Anyway, I hope y'all have a good night. I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.